Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 18th. We're just going to jump right in here, Libra, and we are going to see what comes up for you. I'm going to pull also 3 yes or no question cards at the end of the reading, and I will give you time to think of your questions. If you don't have questions, that's fine as well. I will be just putting all 3 together is the words I'm looking for. I will be answering those as one question. You can tell it's the end of the retrograde because my tongue doesn't work, right, Libra? But let's see here. You start off with the world. This is actually a really good reading. I like how, one thing I really love about this reading is going from the moon to the sun here. Definitely an energy of going from confusion to clarity. And it's funny how it's showing up because this is the area of your near future. This is the area of the next few months with the sun. So it's kind of like your things are becoming much more clear in your life in general. It's almost like the clouds are clearing. And sorry, I changed my setup here and my microphone just didn't look right. So had to fix it. But what I would say here is that I feel like for a lot of you, there's like a lot of clarity coming in for you here. I feel for some of you, you're just like, kind of wrapping things up. As you're crossing energy here, we have the 3 of Swords. The crossing energy in a Celtic cross can be something that's hurting or helping. It can also be both. I kind of do feel both for you here, Libra. It's like you could be kind of, cutting some things out here. You could be going through some healing. I get like a little bit of everything on the 3 of Swords. To me, the 3 of Swords is like a card of grief, and sadness. And but it is temporary. It's raining on this card, and it doesn't rain forever. So it kind of represents the fact that the grief, the sadness, or anything you could be dealing with is just a temporary situation. And that's definitely something to remember. But I almost get more kind of like, 8 of Cups vibes as well here, where it's like you could be deciding to walk away from a situation. I mean, I'm sure you've all experienced it. I mean, pretty much everybody has, where maybe you've broken up with a person. It's like maybe, maybe you really didn't want to, but you just knew that it wasn't going anywhere, right? And I feel that for some of you. For others, this could just be like work or business related. I get a very, very strong need for you here to listen to yourself as well, Libra. I feel like there could be certain decisions where it's like you know what best is best. I feel like I say this to you all the time, Libra, and it comes up for you, in every single reading that I do for you, where it's like you could have people who say things to you, and I do feel like this is kind of like a form of manipulation. I don't think people are manipulating you on purpose. It's more like protection, right? And I feel like people are saying things to you, and what's popping into my head is like people could be saying things to you that are making you question certain decisions. I get this it's popping into my head when I look at the whole entire spread here. I feel like there's a really, really strong need for you to kind of listen to yourself on a much deeper level and don't allow other people to influence you at this time. Again, that doesn't mean these are bad people or anything like that, but I just get this like influence thing here. And I feel like you're right. It's like, going from the moon to the sun, the moon is, a lack of clarity. It could be confusion, could be mysteries, could be all sorts of stuff. But it's like, you go to the sun. So it's like you're willing to go down this path. The moon comes up, the moon goes down, the sun comes up right here. So I feel like saying that you know what's best, and I really feel like you need to listen to yourself. I mean, that's really what I get here. I'm not getting any of the traditional stuff going on there. In the area of your thoughts, you have the King of Wands. Definitely very emotional time. I mean, 3 of Swords, the moon here. This would represent emotions or deep emotions. So I feel like it could be very emotional. I would definitely make sure that you're keeping your emotions in check with the King of Cups. I don't really feel this is like a bad thing, but I would just make sure you're not allowing yourself to, I would say be careful of reacting emotionally to situations. Make sure that you're kind of like thinking things through before you have a reaction with that energy. I do also feel that this could be love coming in for you. You have like water and fire are showing up here, but 2 total opposites, right? Water and fire, but for some of you, it could be a water sign. For some of you, it could be a fire sign, plain and simple. In the area of your foundation, you have the Queen of Swords. You are very clear on what you want. Like, look, she has her back to the past. She's facing this direction. And the clouds, she's the first Swords court card where the clouds are only halfway up her body. They're not, all the way above her head. She can see very clearly. And I feel like you need to realize that you are the one that has the clarity in a situation. In the past, you have the Strength card. I do feel like some of you could have been dealing with a Leo or a fire sign in your past here, Libra. But I feel like you're kind of more focused on the future. Really, it's not even worth mentioning for those of you that were maybe have left a Leo or something like that, or a fire sign in general. You could be going towards a new fire sign. I feel like I said this to you in your last reading as well. I feel like you could be going towards a new fire sign, a water sign, or it could be any sign. This is just a general reading. But I feel like you've had to be strong in the past here. So what is I get this weird confusion here. And so what is the confusion? Well, it's the moon, but I feel like the confusion is like you stuck through something. I feel like you have been strong, and it's like now you're waiting for your reward, right? The moon, it's like part of the fool's journey. He's a little bit confused. He has to go down this path, right? And he has to go towards those mountains. Mountains in the tarot represent like accomplishing a goal or, achieving something. And, but he's maybe like a little bit confused. There's this lobster right here on the card as well, coming out of the water. And I kind of get this weird reaction thing here. The lobster is meant to represent something like ancient, something that is more, kind of like very deep inside of us. And it could be like an ancient, the animal, our animal instinct or whatever you want to call it. And so in a lot of ways, I do got, like, it's standing out to me in your whole entire reading. I would be careful of being reactive, just reacting to things, because I feel like it could be a very reactive time for you, Libra, this week. I would just before you jump to any conclusions about anything in your life, I would just say, okay, I'm being reactive. Maybe I need to look at this first before I have a reaction. I feel like that'll be a better place for you to come from. I also feel there's a very strong need to kind of be in control of your emotions. King of Cups and this card here, the moon pulls on the water, right? The moon causes our tides on Earth, and the water right here kind of represents that the moon, the moon kind of controls, or our emotions kind of control our outcomes. So I feel like you need to keep it positive here in the near future, like right now during this week. I also feel like you need to stay on your path. Like I said, the Fool, when he's going down the path on the moon, there are these two pillars here, and the two pillars can represent needing to kind of overcome some fears or needing to not get off your path. So, they kind of warn against being distracted. And in the next few months, you have the Sun. I feel like you need to stay very focused on whatever it is you're focused on at this time. Don't allow anything to distract you. Don't allow anything to pull you off your path, because, again, I feel in a lot of ways, if you're with the world here, if you're working towards a goal, a wish, a dream, something you see as an accomplishment, this is like saying you will accomplish it, but you're gonna have to push through this moon energy, the King of Cups, the moon, both of those things. You're also gonna have to push through the results. And what I mean by that is it kind of just looks like delayed results to me. Sometimes I feel it's like maybe we don't get our rewards for the work that we've done right away. It takes a little bit of time. And that's what you're having to push through here. Definitely a lot of happiness coming in for you here with the Sun. I feel like more freedom as well. This could be, and I literally feel like financial freedom. So for those of you that are in career or work or business, this to me could represent financial freedom. Even if you're retired, again, I always get tons of comments from retired people, and I'm always like, this applies to you. It's like, just because you're retired doesn't mean you have to stop making money. There are plenty of things you could be doing, right? Could start a YouTube channel that would make you money. You could do anything, right? And so I feel there are a lot of opportunities here with the Sun. The interesting thing about the Sun as well that's popping into my head is there are straight rays and there are these wavy rays on the Sun card. And it kind of represents a combination of the Sun and the moon energy. It kind of says you have conquered this moon energy. And I feel that for you here with the Sun. I like it. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the High Priestess. Who do you trust? Who don't you trust? A little bit of a mystery, right? So I feel like in all of your relationships, not just love, it could be a little bit of a mystery here. I feel that you just need to kind of gain a little bit of perspective here with the High Priestess. And I do feel kind of like this weird energy. You're not the only sign that has received these messages. It seems to be a collective energy, and so that's why I'm mentioning it. But I do feel like maybe if we feel a little bit manipulated, I think these are legitimate feelings that you could be having, Libra. And maybe someone is legitimately kind of manipulating you, but again, I feel like looking at the place the person is coming from would be a good idea. So for some of you, like I said, it's like someone could be trying to make decisions for you because they think it's best. But I feel like you just need to say, know what's best. For others, again, more on that overreactive energy. The High Priestess, she sits in the middle, and it kind of says that, pretty much everything you could be thinking is probably, you could be thinking things are really bad or things are really good or vice versa. And the High Priestess says things are usually in the middle. So kind of represents taking a middle ground approach there with the High Priestess. In the area of your future feelings, you have the King of Wands. I feel like you're feeling bold, feeling assertive, like ready to conquer the world here with that world card. So I like it. And I feel like you're coming up in a very bold position. I also feel like you're kind of this attracting someone into your life. Could be a fire sign. It could just be someone who has like fiery traits about them as well. They could be bold, assertive. They could be very creative as well. And even your outcome, you have the Knight of Cups. It's like a knight in shining armor. You do have the Five of Swords, so I do feel like some of you, and this kind of popped out there at the end when I was pulling, some of you, it's like you could have some questions about love, like, do I want love? Do I want to allow a person into my life? And I feel a lot of those questions, but, I do feel if there's new love coming in for you, this could legitimately be like a knight in shining armor. So let's clarify through here, Libra, and let's see what we get for you. With the Three of Swords here, you have the Five of Swords, like we already talked about this, walking away from things. I think what people need to realize is it's like, we are, there's like been this whole like popular movement about us stepping into a new earth or a new world for, years now. I think we're already there. That's what people don't realize is like we already are in the new world, in the new earth. So it's kind of like we are living under different energies, under different rules, maybe, but nobody's doing anything about it. So, I don't even know what the rules are, right? We have to discover these rules. It's like, I think that the world can represent being birthed into a new world, being birthed out into a new process or a new environment or whatever, right? And so I feel like a lot of you are kind of experiencing this. Three of Swords, Five of Swords, like a lot of waiting energy. And I feel a lot of people are in this kind of energy of like waiting for something to happen, waiting for a decision, waiting for someone to give you permission to do things. Only you can give yourself permission to do something. So, it's time to get moving on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. With the King of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. She's not worried about anything. She's very focused on that pentacle. The rabbit here can represent anxiety, and it kind of represents the fact that she's not worried about anything. She's got the resources necessary to accomplish what she wants to accomplish, and I feel like you do as well. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Tower. Yeah, like I said, major kind of like this separation, destruction energy here. I wouldn't even worry about that because it's just coming up in your foundation, but it's kind of like you're being birthed into a new world, a new foundation, so I feel like a lot of you are kind of in this rebuilding time. With the Moon, Queen of Swords, again, perfect. She is very focused on the sun, or she is focused on the future, right? She is focused on everything over here. She's not focused on anything in the past, and that's where you are, Libra. With the Sun here, you have the Chariot, major victory coming in for you. You have a lot to look forward to here, Libra, over the next few months. It's going to be a good Christmas for you here. And, it doesn't matter if you celebrate Christmas or not. I'm just saying, I think the end of the year, like the last, December, I feel like is going to be a really good month for you. Things are going to be, and things are going to be improving between now and then. So it's like you're not even going to have to wait for these improvements. I'm just saying, I feel like it's going to be a really good time of year for you when we get to the end of the year. With the High Priestess, you have the World. Yep. I feel like some of you need to go through the birthing process. It's like going through some sort of change. I feel like a lot of people are going through this, but you are definitely one of the signs that seems to be going through it the most, I would say, Libra. So it wouldn't really surprise me if you are kind of like bumping up against certain obstacles in your life. And I'm going to give you a couple examples. Maybe you have a career or you have some training for a certain type of career. You could be bumping up against a lot of obstacles in getting a career that is based off of, what you went to school for, what you're trained for, whatever, right? And so wouldn't really surprise me if you were being guided towards something else. Maybe you're doing something on your own. Maybe you're starting your own business, or maybe you're just getting a different type of career entirely, because I feel like the universe is like kind of pushing you here. It's almost like guiding you towards something that's bigger and better. And this is just for abundance purposes, is what I would say. It's like, let's say you were going to get a job that was only going to pay you $50,000. Maybe you're being pushed towards a job that's going to make you $150,000. And again, I'm not saying money is important. I think people need to understand that we should, like right now, I feel like the universe is trying to get people to think in terms of abundance. Whenever we experience contraction, like there's a lot of restrictions going on in the world right now that is contracting energy. The universe wants us to start thinking opposite so we can attract more abundance, right? And so, again, it's not about money. It's about the fact that really we have this unlimited source. Everything that comes to us from an unlimited source. And I think the universe is trying to get people to wake up to that so that we can just create everything we want, plain and simple. With the King of Wands here you go. Star, unlimited source, right? It's like she's pouring some of water into the pool. There's water that she's pouring onto the land is going back into the pool, and it's spreading out, right? It's like when you create more abundance for yourself, then you create it for the world and more for yourself. It's like all the abundance you create, you're just creating more for other people. That's why I keep encouraging people to create as much abundance as they possibly can. I don't care if it's money. I don't care if it's hamsters. I don't care if it's lollipops. I don't care how you create your abundance. Do whatever it is, because it's just going to come back to you. You're going to be creating more for other people. They're going to create more for other people, right? We got to get this positive snowball going here, and things will turn around. And I truly believe that. So that's what I'd say here, Libra. But I do feel like there's some sort of wish coming in for you as well. And for your outcome, you have the King of Cups, definitely love. I do feel like some of you have maybe written off love. I feel like I've said this to you before. Or maybe you're like, I'm never going to have love again. And but I don't know, maybe this person at the end looks too good, right? As I've been saying, you have the King of Cups twice. Doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. I don't attach gender to my cards. It just could be the traits of the person. I would say it's someone who's very emotionally stable, very creative, probably with that King of Wands energy. I would say very bold, very assertive. They probably say something and do it, which is a very attractive trait. At least I think so. Like someone who actually does what they say. Like like in 2021, I feel like that almost doesn't exist. So I feel like that's a good trait. But it looks amazing. We're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now, Libra. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. If you don't have questions, that's okay. I'm going to put them all together at the end anyway. For question number 1, you have the 9 of Cups. It's like some sort of wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you here. So I feel like there is a wish coming in for you here. For question number 2, yep, there we go. There's your unlimited abundance. Again, she has this waterfall behind her here on the card, Libra. And the waterfall represents, she understands that her abundance comes from an unlimited source, right? There is no limits to her abundance. And that's what the waterfall represents. So definitely a ton of abundance coming in for you. And finally, I would say yes for question number 3, Queen of Pentacles. This reading, you always get the Queen of Pentacles for years. For years, Libra, you've been getting the Queen of Pentacles. I always mention it, right? And here you go. You are the only sign that gets this Queen of Pentacles. It's like you're realizing, maybe you're finally at that place where maybe it has taken you years, right? To realize that you are coming from this place of unlimited abundance and that you have resources. And this is going to make you very happy. This is like a lot of happiness here, especially with the sun as well in this. Tons of abundance coming in for you, Libra. This is amazing reading. Love it. So I think you're going through a very positive change. This looks good. So thank you for being here, Libra. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.